Record. So the output matrix or the product matrix would be W into X. So W, I have shown multiplication by small x, and this is what you can say bigger X. You can say W because these two matrices. So you have W and you can show it by big. So this will be, now here I wanted to do this because it is becomes easier for you. That is when matrix I introduced you. And so what you do, there is a function in Excel. Many useful functions are there in Excel. If you press, there are lots of functions, press equal and you type M mult, matrix multiply, M, and then you have MULT, just see, matrix multiplication, that one. Now matrix multiplication, this is a function, and after that followed by a you small bracket, and then you block the first matrix. So what I will do, just block the first matrix like this matrix. I blocked it and then separate it by comma, then go to the second matrix, which is the for multiplication. So I will go after this, block this matrix. Now I will press it again, block it. So this, if you press this one, you will be output generated, but it will be maybe generated for one cell. So I will tell you again. So if you do this, press enter then. No, it has generated all because perhaps it recognized because I have done so many functions. What all of you are getting? Tell me. You are getting this?
Sir, hash value exclamation mark.
Sir.
All of you are not getting now? You are not getting?
I didn't get.
You did not get it? Anyone who has got it?
Sir, I got it.
Like
Yes,
this
sir,
one?
I also got it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So you check it. Urbi, you check it. There may be some problem in your function. Look at the function which we have involved. Equal to double M ULT, matrix multiplication, the mult first 4 letters, and then M, and it is before equal, and then in bracket the first matrix is blocked. There is nothing else is blocked. If you block any other row or any other column, then your dimension will not be multiplicable. Then you have to separate it by comma and the array of the second matrix, and just to look at it. So you
Sir,
did
it's
it.
all the same.
So why it is not happening? Check it. Because all of us using the same Excel now. Can you share and your data, and because some of you may be facing this kind of thing. Can you share and tell us that how you are doing? I'm stopping my share. Okay. Just share it. Yeah. Equal to mmult. Yeah, do that.
Yes, sir. So when I have this, I mean, this is how I have it. So I'm pressing enter.
What you do, you block, what you do, just remove this formula. Let me see, remove this formula. You block this whole row, you block this whole column. Yeah, You block
So I
first.
think she have included the sum of row elements.
Oh, she has included. Just see that. Just again, you do go back, again multiply. Yeah, you should not include this. Otherwise, it will
Right,
never
right.
multiply. Who told this? I'm not able to see anybody. So,
Pritam.
good. I mean, all of you that way, you should multiply this. Yeah. Now we do this and close the bracket.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So what you have to do? It will not come. It will not come. So what you do? Delete it. Again, delete it. Delete it. I tell you that. So what you do, you now, some of you may face this because this some of the advanced Excels are actually giving this result, or their Excels are not giving. So what you do, you block this column up to this same way like PCI. Block this, yeah, and you say now go to your formula equal to, yeah, and put the same. Put the formula, yeah, and block it. Go. Don't include some row. Yeah, go down. Yeah, close the bracket. Now you press Control, Shift, and Enter. Got it?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Ah,
Right.
So now you put all these things together. Yeah. So all of you, I hope that.
Thank you, sir.
So now we are coming to, now we have done this. So this is a multiplication. Now this matrix W into X. So whatsoever you are looking at, look at here, W into X. So look at this one, this part. No, I've not shared with you. Let me share with you this.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Excuse me, sir. I got disconnected. Please, could you just repeat the W into X part? I'm really sorry.
Yeah. So I multiplication, Siddesh.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Siddesh, just look at it, what we have done. What you have to do, for example, just I will do for Siddesh again. You have to press equal, and there is a formula in function inbuilt, matrix multiplying, inverse matrix, M inverse, M determinant. All these things you will get it, what I told you in the class. So you need not calculate by hand, but actually you just need to know what it is. That is why I introduce matrices to you. So M multiplication, and you have to just put bracket, block the first matrix, and then separate it by comma, bring the second matrix, this is the matrix, and again block and enter. For me, I am getting this because I have advanced version of Excel, so I'm getting it. So this is the what W and X multiplication gives me. This is what you have to do, Siddesh. Have you done this? Just check it.
Yes, sir, I did. Thank you, sir.
So you just matrix multiplication. Now I am deleting this one. Now there is a this in our to compute Moran's I need the first part, just first part. Look at the first part. I have done it. W and X. Now X transpose I have to do, and X transpose X I have to do this, because we have to what we have to do, we have to break this formula in different parts and then compute. So now I'm going back to this one now, but what actually it is written here, just you see, W is a spatial weight matrix, which actually all of you have got by dividing it is a row normalized matrix. I have not written here, it is a row normalized matrix. X is a vector of observed value in deviation. Look at deviation from the mean. So deviation from the mean. So this value need to be understood that mean is extracted from the X. So before multiply, X need to be mean neutralized. That means what you have to do, this value PCI, you cannot directly create for the that matrix. For us, it is all right. We have created this value. What we have got, it is basically a spatial lag value. It is called spatial lag value. That's what I was telling, lag value, spatial lag, because it is now you have got. So spatial lag value you have got. This gives you a spatial lag value for each observations. Mean spatial lag value that gives you. But for the Moran-Sai, for computing Moran-Sai, I need to have the PCI in mean deviated form. So PCI, what I can do, I say that PCI minus mean, I can compute this one. So how will I do this? You have to compute mean and then deviate. So there are two ways to do it. Just I'm telling you how you can do. Better would be that I will do this for you here. For example, I have average. In average means mean here. So let me type mean, technically correct way. So for PCI, we have to compute mean. So equal to, you can type in Excel average. Average gives you mean. And just put a bracket and then block the data for which you need average. Like this. So you close this one. Now the average of this is 125,667. So this is your average value. Now you have to compute this one, which is mean deviated value. So equal to, this is the original value and minus mean. I have to do minus mean, means this value. So this is N3. But N3 need to be constant for all. So what I will do, N, like you have put the $1, here you can put $2. So that N3 is blocked. Just look at N $31. This means the same value will continue to be blocked. So if I, why it is not going? Just, anyway, let me. If you have, even if you put after that one, that will also do. Not actually totally blocking it. So if you see what you have put here, earlier you have put dollar here when you are going for the column. When you are going down towards the row, to fix the row or cell, you have put dollar after the N. So you put it, and just you see, if there is any problem, let me know. What I have done, put the dollar this side of N and look at N dollar here and 31. And now it is the same value is blocked, 125. So 125 is deviated from 146, 138, 135 and 53. So I have deviated it. All of you are okay with this?
Sir, can you please repeat it once?
Yeah. So just you see, I have to compute mean deviated form of per capita income, that is X. This is X value. This is W matrix. These two, all of you know that this is a X matrix, this is W matrix. This was one output spatial lag of this, but formula is telling that I need to have mean deviated value of this. So what I will do, I will calculate mean. All of you have calculated mean. It is okay?
Yes, sir.
Mean all of you got?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Urva. So now you now how mean you, once you have computed the mean, you need to deviate this mean from 100, from 118, from 100, from 120, from, so each values need to be deviated from the mean. That means mean neutralized, mean difference data. So this, how to create mean difference data? Now this is where I'm going to do this. So look at it. Now we have this value. Now what will a formula I will enter here? So PCI minus mean. This is the indicator. Now this one, what will I do? Look at what I did here. Now I will remove this one, so that I start it again. So all of you understand this again. So what I will do, PCI minus mean, assuming that it is a small x you call, it is equal to 100. Basically you put the cell number, all of you know that, minus the mean value is given in the cell here. So you need not type it here, just put it here. But what you have to do, this mean need to be deviated everywhere. So this need to be fixed in the moving. So when you cursor, you move, you drag it, it should not move. For this, there is a method in Excel that you put $, block the cell. So what you do, you put $, here, just look at here. So that this 12567, the cell N31 is fixed. So what I will do, once I put it, I will enter it. So this shows the, the first deviation, 100 minus 125.6 minus 125.67. It is all right for all of you?
Yes, sir.
Now what you have to do, once you fix it, it is easier in Excel, just drag this one. So you got all the deviations now. You can check the last one. It is 130 minus 125.67. It is 4.33. It is all right. So you got all the deviation form values, isn't it? So this you got, all of you have got it. Now from here, we will proceed further. So you have this deviation. Now you need to multiply. Now you had one multiplication like this here. Now you need to multiply this mean deviated one with the W matrix. So again, you have to do W, assuming that it is your X again, because this is what you are going to use for calculation. So you have W into, I can use star for the multiplication here, star, then X. That means this one, mean deviated one. Same thing you have to do here, equal to mult, and then you go and block your matrix here. And then you put this comma and go to this, what you have deviation you have calculated, this one. So up to here, and this put the comma back again and close this, and then you press it. Now you get this one value. So you get, now this is a mean deviated lag. Mean deviated lag, what actually you can call. This is also a spatial lag, but mean deviated. Spatial lag, but it is mean deviated. Mean deviated. So this is what actually we are going to use, and this we can mark it as a some way that we are able to recognize, like this one. So this green one means that actually we are going to use this. So all of you are able to do this?
Doing.
All of you are able to do. Let me know if there is some complication with some of you. If you are not able to calculate or anything.
Sir, can you once repeat the spatial lag for values beneath 146?
Yeah, this 146, no? This is actually
Yes,
what
sir,
happened.
that,
This 146 we got, 146 we got because we multiplied this matrix with the original values.
yes, sir, that I got, but below values also I'm getting 146 only, sir.
Deviated value. Again, you are getting
No,
on
sir, the value below 146.
both 146 is
Can
coming.
you once show the formula for that?
No, no. Then what I said, look at.
No, sir.
You tell me, Santoshi. Just you can share your screen, then I can know better what you are doing. Because hypothetically, should I stop it and you
No,
will
sir, I
check
just want to see once the formula for Q20.
how I got 20?
No, sir, for once I want to see the formula for cell Q20.
Q20, no? Same formula. Look at same MML matrix multiplication, MM, M mult, basically M mult bracket. Then you have to put the first matrix, comma, second matrix, closed, and then press enter. And if you do not have, then block and control and shift you have to press if you get only one. Santoshi,
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
no, don't be afraid of that. In pressure, you say that move on. Let us, move one by one. Are you able to do it? Otherwise, you share the
Yes, sir,
screen.
I'm trying to.
Anyone
Yes,
also
I'm trying to.
anyone also facing this problem? Anyone? Because I'm looking at my screen, I'm not able to see all of you. Anyone is facing this problem or all of you are okay? Urva,
Sir, I'm fine with it. I got it.
Siddesh,
Yes, I am facing some issues, sir.
Siddesh, where is that issue coming? Because I think this is important. Can you share your screen?
Sure, sir.
Yeah, share it.
Hello,
Yeah.
sir, is it visible?
Yeah.
So this is
So you are not, just delete it. Why? What you have done, Siddesh? Yeah, delete it. This all this delete. It will not go. It will not go down. So just delete it. Block it. First, you block this. Block this row column. Yeah, block. Yeah, up to
Yes, sir.
here. Now go to the formula bar. Equal to mmult m mult. Do this and block the first one. Yeah.
Yes.
Comma, second one.
Sorry, sir. I'll do it again.
No, don't. Yeah, do that. No, you have pressed it again. What you have done? You have not blocked it properly. Look at what you have done. N is only one column, na? So what you do? Again, you do. Your mouse may be creating trouble for you.
Yes, sir.
It happens when I also go through this kind of problem. Very good. Comma. Block this. Yeah, it is not. Now it is done. Press
Is it?
Control Shift Enter together. Press first Control and Shift. Press first,
Yes, sir.
and then press Enter.
Oh,
Got it?
yes, sir.
So now what has happened? Formula does not require absolute value multiplication, but requires mean deviated value multiplication. So that is where now you compute the mean deviation.
Okay, sir.
Side by side, you can calculate mean deviation. So in between, today we may not take break. So if some of you want to just, I am just telling him so that those who have not understood, they can stay. Otherwise, they can 2 minutes, they can join, others can join. So Siddesh, just you do mean deviation. Calculate mean of this. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Is this, sir?
You have calculated the mean. Yeah. Just
Yes,
go create another column.
Mhm.
Yeah, put here. Just a distance so that you know that. So your mean deviated x likho, just write there. Mean deviated x. Yeah, leave it because you understand this, no? Yeah,
Yes, sir.
and equal to just go to equal to first 100 PCI, just 100. Go to 100. Yeah,
Mhm.
minus.
Yes, sir.
Go to cell 12567 where you calculated.
Mhm.
Yeah, and just put dollar between M and 38.
Yes, sir.
No, before, not before, after.
After 38.
Before 38. In between M and 38. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Mumbai and 38. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yes. Press enter now. Yeah, now drag it. Drag down. Got it? Yeah, all
Yes,
this
sir.
small thing. Now you multiply it again between the first matrix W and mean deviated. Just after two column, just go down. Yeah, towards the right. Yeah, multiply it. Again, type M equal to. Block it first. Block it. No,
Yes,
because
yes.
your Excel is not giving this facility like me, like mine. Yeah, block it. Yeah, equal to mult. Just type it rather than going to this LT bracket.
Mhm.
Oh,
I'm so
no,
sorry, sir.
no, it happens. Delete this, no, simple. Yeah.
Again from this side, sir.
Same. Only thing that X need to be in deviated form. No, first we had given an example. Yeah. Now this one you take. Yeah, bracket. And what happened that your blocked area went out, no? So just block it.
Sir, I'll try myself.
Yeah. So you know this, no? Just you complete it so that because others will also complete meanwhile. You cannot do this. It is not possible in the multiplication of matrix. Just to do
Okay.
this. Do
Okay,
this
sir,
so
I'll
that
try.
by the time others also calculate, we can see that. You what you did mistake. Your block is gone.
Yes, sir.
Block. Yes. Now don't come to the cells. Yeah. Equal to. Type it mult. Don't go to the formula. If you type it properly, it will come. Yeah. Bracket. Yes. Close the bracket. Now Control Shift you press first
Yes, sir.
and then enter. Again.
Yes, sir.
Now you go to your this one decimal places, correct it so that you can read it correctly. Yeah. Wonderful. So now this is the matrix. Actually, this is the what is that? You write W into X here, WX together. So this is, and you block it by green so that you know that this is, we are going to use it. The whole values you can block by green and make it shaded. Yeah. So this is what actually you are going to use. So all of you are okay now?
Yes, sir.
Now, I mean, this was good that actually we repeated it. Santoshi, are you able to do this now? Because you must have seen again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I
Wonderful.
got it now.
Wonderful.
Thank you,
So,
sir.
so unshare. I am going to share my file now. So, yes. So now this is there. Now, what is another? What is needed? Another thing. Just to look at here. WX we have got, but there is need to be X transpose WX. So WX we have got, and now we have to transpose X here. X, basically X transpose WX. So X we have to transpose. The first part of it, numerator we have to calculate. So what will be the X transpose? Anybody? X transpose. This is the value, no? This is the mean value of X. This is the actual X, you can say, what we have calculated. So this is X, and now we need to transpose it. So how to transpose it? You make the row into column and column into row. That is the transposition. So X transpose equal to what we can say, X, this bar transpose. Just I make it a bigger so that all of you know. So that this is the X. Now for us, new X is this, what we will be using. And this is X transpose, W transpose X. So X transpose means that you mean value become this column becomes row and row becomes column. So now if you bring this from this column vector, this just copy and just bring it here, press your cursor here, right click here, go to paste special, either from here or here. Just you go here. For some of you may be visible here, and you go to paste special and go here. You say values because it is a mean deviated formula form, so it will not be transposed. So values, you press on the values and you say transpose. Look at here, transpose. Block this values and transpose, and operation none. Other things remain the same, and you say okay. It came. Yeah, anyone, could you do this? Just
Yes,
check.
sir.
Urva, have you done this? It's working?
Yes, sir, I'm on it, doing it.
So once you done, let me know then. When all of you done, let me know. It's okay now? Siddesh,
Yes, sir.
could you do this?
I'm trying, sir.
No, simple. Why this? Look at all of you. What you have to do, just I'm telling you again, all of you, just look at it. What I'm doing, you start doing. You block this one, this deviated whatsoever you have calculated after this deviated mean deviation what you have calculated. So you just block it, and once you have blocked it, you say copy it. You did it? All of you did it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now you reach where I'm just trying to put it again here. Look at here. So I will go where I want to paste it. Once I just press on a cell, and it becomes block like this. Look at here. What I will do again, I will right click here and you will get something like paste special here. So some of you can do here, but most of the earlier Excel will give you here paste. You go to paste special, just see here. And what you have to do here, because it is a formula here, so what you have to do, give the values. See, you press on values and you say transpose. Look at here. You got it? Tell me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Done.
Yeah, you say
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Done now? It's a small thing. Yeah. So the same thing actually comes here again. So I delete it because I have twice. Now X transpose you have brought. X, now look at the formula. X transpose WX, it means X transpose is multiplied to the WX. So WX we have already calculated here. So I'll go to my, so this is WX we have calculated, green one. So what I will do, again I will copy this, but I will not transpose it. What I will do, WX I will copy like this, look at here. I will copy. So I will, again I'm telling you, I will copy this one. Copy like this. And again say copy, come here where I want to paste it here. So I will press it here and I say again right click or actually go to the paste special and I say don't transpose it. I will not click transpose because I don't need transposition of this. I need only, because it is in the formula form, I say values. So values means it will turn into the values rather than in formula. It is in formula, mmult formula is there. So I don't need to remove the formula, but I need to neutralize the formula. And again, I need to just put this one. So the same values have come here. Just see. Have you done it again? Is a copy and pasting this time, removing the formula.
Yes, sir.
All of you did it?
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. Now you need to calculate what is the, look at in the formula. The formula is X transpose WX. So means this transposed matrix need to be multiplied to the WX. That means I'm going again to multiply. So multiply means again equal to, it will come equal. So I need to multiply this. So again I can write equal. So sorry, you put this one and so equal, or actually you copy from here and paste it here and you say X, so that you know that you have done multiplication. This matrix multiplied by this matrix, again you are coming and what is the value? Now what will be the value of this? Anybody can tell? What will output this one? Any what will be the output of this? What will be the dimension of the output of this matrix? It is, dimension is what is the dimension of this one? 1 into 9, isn't it? The first one is
Yes.
1 9. The second one is
9 into 1.
9 into 1. So what will be the dimension of the product matrix?
1 into 1.
1 into, that is a scalar, isn't it, Urva? So it will become scalar. So you need not have the control shift here. You get rid of this. So you have a scalar. So you know the equal to, again you go to multiplication, equal to. So you do not discover any other thing. So all of you need to put this in your mind that the output matrix would be equal to the outer dimension of the multiplying matrix. So 1 is the first, and now here 1 is actually also other side. The inner dimensions are equal, then only you are able to multiply, and outer dimension shows that there will be output matrix. So equal to, that means 1 is scalar. Scalar means one number. 1 is to 1 matrix. 1 into 1. So equal to, again, what will be the, go to mmlt, multiplication and bracket, block this one, and oh sorry, then put it, comma, and block this matrix. And you press enter. So this comes minus 18968. So what you get, this is the value of X transpose WX. This is the value of this matrix. So this X transpose WX, all of you got it?
Yes.
Now I go to another calculation that now numerator of the formula, all of you have got it. Numerator, the first one you have computed. The second one need to be computed. X transpose X. It is easier for all of you because what is there? You have X is here, no? X transpose is here. Assuming that X transpose is here, the mean deviated, this value. So I don't need to bring it here. Just I can put it, for example, this one numerator, denominator, I can put it here, which is X transpose X. So I need to this one. So all these values are here. Just I copied that so that you understand what is multiplied here. Now you can multiply, no? X transpose is here, or X is here. So you just take 2 and you can get the data. Look at how I do it. Then you do equal to again mmult and mmult, and then you block this one, and then again separation with the comma, and X value is here. So you bring it here. And what will be? Again, it is a scalar. It will be a scalar, no? One number, because it is 1:9 and 9:1 matrix. It will be a scalar, no?
Yes, sir.
So you bring it here. So look at X transpose X aa gaya, or the second one also came. So now you have both these values. All of you have computed this? Just check it, just compute it. Then I'll come to here. Siddesh, when you have done it, let me know.
Yes, I'm with you, sir. Done.
Computed?
Yes, sir.
Vinay, have you computed it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Urva, computed?
Yes, sir, I did.
Anyone facing Santoshi, facing difficulty? Any difficulty?
No, sir.
Urbi, done?
Yes, sir.
So now we have wonderful. Now we have cracked it. So what we have done now, I need to be calculated, means this one need to be divided by this one, and this will be Moran's I value. So I got it. I mean, whole thing is resolved. So Moran's I can write now. Moran's I value will equal to now divide by what? This one divided by this one, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And this I say, what is coming? Minus 28646. Basically, up to 3 digit you can retain, and just from here you can say minus 286. That means there is a negative correlation. That means what actually you get, that we don't know whether there are lots of permutations. Z value need to be computed. It is not easier to compute Z value with the 1000 permutation. So what iteration? So I'm leaving it here because that is where we will use Geoda. So minus 0.286. That shows that there are actually the distribution which actually was looking like that there is a trend. The values are such distributed that there are higher value along with the negative values and lower values. So it is not that actually their values are clustered together, but there is a combination of high and low values. So this is in the space. That's what actually coming out from this formula. Now there is another way. Simple, what Anselin will say, the Moran's I equal to the actual x and spatial lag का जो slope value होता है वही होता है. Just I'm repeating this. Carefully listen it what I say. The Anselin argues, Luc Anselin basically is the person who working in spatial econometrics, hugely actually has created Geoda, he created with his team. So what he will argue that if you have actual value of x and spatial lag value of x, then the slope of that slope, if you get the slope of actual value, the spatial lag value, the slope value will be the Moran's I. Whether it is correct or not, let me verify what I have computed here. All of you have computed. That means simple. What I say, what you can do is, one is the spatial lag here, another is a spatial lag here. Spatial lag here. You can take any one of them, you will get the same slope. You should get the same slope. So what I say, this is value I'm copying, just to see. I'm copying the actual per capita income, PCI. I put it here. And I bring the spatial lag value of this one. I also put it here. So sorry, this is because it is in the formula, no? So you have to copy, Control C, and you bring it here and go to spatial, pest special, and you go to values so that these values are not transformed. So the actual value you get. So you got it, spatial lag first. Second spatial lag was the mean deviated values. So you also can bring it here, copy, and you paste it here, and you say values. You can do this. This value has also come here. Just I paste it here, move it up, and you copy this value also here. Actual PCI, actual. So you got it here. Now, once you have got it here, these two, now let me see, just I'm experimenting actual lag without mean deviation and with mean deviation. But the slope will give, because slope goes through the formulation, formula calculations. So they should have the same values. Let us see. So what I will do, all of you have copied, and this one, or actually just look at what I demonstrate. You can do it later on. So all of you give your 100% attention here. Just I look at, I am blocking here, these two. It is okay? Could be, just let me know. So I blocked it here.
Yes, sir.
Per capita income and lag value of per capita income, spatial lag. Now I'll go insert. Slope I need to calculate. It is easier to calculate slope from the scatter diagram. So I go to scatter diagram and I say this one, and this plotting comes. So first one, this comes like this. Now what I will do, I will, as you know, click on any dot and right click, and I say trend line. And in the trend line, it opens the linear you have to do. And you say display equation, and display equation, that is enough for you. If you say display equation, this display equation comes here. Look at what is the value of this. Just I'm increasing the, what you calculated here, minus 0.286, you are getting, look at, minus 0.2865, the same value you are getting here. If you see, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
That means my calculation is correct. That shows that my calculation is correct. So this is what he will recommend, that you can also get from the, and this actually comes in Geoda. This value, this will be coming in Geoda. From here, I am moving to Geoda in the interest of time, so that all of you can look at it. So you got the Moran psi value. It is minus correlation. So all of you can interpret this. Now I'm from here, I'm moving to Geoda. I'm from Excel. So I'm just sharing you the Geoda screen to you. I've open all your data. So open your data. So my data is this. So I have Andhra Pradesh, and I have my bar. This is here, and now I want to calculate. Similar way. Now step by step, how I will tell you how the spatial weight matrix which you calculated for a assumed geometry, how it is getting calculated for the in Geoda for each of your regions, and how it looks like. All of you are there?
Yes, sir.
Now from here, just look at, you arrange it carefully. Now from here I will go, just look at the W. W basically is a spatial weight matrix calculation. First, what you see, you need to see that W will demand you one variable on the basis of which ID variable, on the basis of which spatial weight will be calculated. And this ID variable need to be unique variable. Unique variable in the sense that the same thing is not repeated for other observation. For example, if X is given one value, the Y is not having one. So it is unique. So how will you find unique? Just look at, press your table. You press your table and you see, you have, this thing, look at, these are the value which are text value, so it cannot consider. So text value, I cannot use it because all of them have 28. Now this one is actually interesting. This admin 3 1 2 3 4 5, because there is no repetition, because 23 districts are marked with the numbers 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, as actually you have merged it, no? Admin 3 1. So India admin 3 1 we will use, because this may also be repeated. So we will not use this. So I will use this one because these IDs are unique. So admin 3 1, because they are unique for each observation, as your roll number is not repeating. Similarly, their roll numbers of districts are not repeating. So I will use, remember, is admin 3 underscore 1 will be used as ID variable for creating a spatial weight matrix. So I close it here. Now I go to W, create W. So I will press W here. Now it's all of you do this. I'm pressing W here and it is telling me create, load, remove. I have already created one, but I will create another. So I will say create. All of you look at it. Create. I pressed create. Now it is asking me ID variable. So that is where all of you have to be admin underscore. What was that? 1 or 2?
I think 3_1.
3_1, no? So this is the, otherwise it will not take it. If you take 1, it will not take. Look at, it is not unique. So admin underscore 1, you have to use this, then only it will accept it. Now it is asking me queen contiguity, as I said to you. Order of contiguity you can increase, decrease here, because the computer, it can compute easily. So I will keep 1. Rook contiguity, a precision distance, a threshold, I will not take it. Distance, another thing. I will take queen contiguity, and there is a distance weight. So you can use distance weight when you have XY coordinate. I'm not going to Euclidean distance. All those things I was telling you, it can be used, but I'm not going to here. I'm going to simplest form, which is most powerful, I see, is the Queen's contiguity matrix. So the Queen contiguity I will use. I have taken one leg, one contiguity, order 1. So you press on the Queen and press 1. I mean, it is 1 already there, so you need not to do this. So all of you are okay with this?
Yes, sir.
Then you say create. Go and create. Create. Now it will ask you to save. Go to your directory where you are saving all your data, where you have kept this. So you navigate that one that way. For example, for me, Geoda project, which I am giving you, example here, exercise, I have put it Andhra Pradesh, and I can say, I can put it like already I have, I know that is a queen contiguity. I say that simple second matrix or second Andhra Pradesh GAL is a GAL is extension of the matrix. Sorry, this is a text file. So second, I put the second, just you can do anything. So you Andhra Pradesh GAL, you can keep it as you like, or actually whatsoever your state name will come up. So you say save, and you say okay, and it is say okay, it is created successfully, it says. It is created successfully. Now I will say close it. I say close it. All of you have done up to this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Keep your directory also open, where in side by side, where your file are located. Just look at whether it is saved and keep that open, because I will ask you to open the GAL file.
Yes, sir.
Now you have this one. Let us see this. Press W again. If you press W again, what it will ask you? It will ask you connectivity map. It is very important to see this, how this our data is connected. Press connectivity map, and you press it, connectivity. Another window will open like this, connectivity map. And if you see anywhere you take, it shows that who are the neighbors. The green one is that which actually you really neighbor you want to know. For example, I have kept it here. All the neighbors are marked as white. So look at, anywhere you go, you look at it. There is one problem here I have noticed, but I will tell you later on. So just you see, you anywhere, the connectivity map comes. Only one problem. Let me tell you that there is some problem with my file. There is one district here which does not show any neighbors, but if I come, it is showing neighbor. So this neighbor, which is observation 12, just look at downward. When I put this cursor, look at here on this one. So this band shows that where they are located. For this one, observation 11 or 11 has no neighbors. It is not true. It has the neighbor which is nearby district, that observation 12. So observation 12 has a neighbor which is observation 11, and observation 11, which now I have blocked, has 12. And 12 has not only 11 but also 13. You see, so it means there is some misspecification. I can correct this here. So this is actually this connectivity map. I close it here. You can look at it. Now another thing I can do here, connectivity map, connectivity graph I can also see. Connectivity graph, it will show through arrow. Just press it. Look at how it looks like. I just increase. Look at how this geometrical figures are, which districts are connected with whom, who are the neighbors. This comes out. Only this one not coming, and that is actually our concern. So 11 has 12, as I said, 11, 12, 13. So the 12 is neighbor of 11 and 11 is neighbor of 12. But this has not got somewhere connected with the data. Geoda could not figure it out. So I have to correct it, because this need to be seen that I should not misspecify any neighbors. Like actually you see in the trial, what we were doing, I wrongly said that C is also neighbor. So that should not happen here. So what I will do, I can close it here, this one. I can close it here. Go back to my where I have kept my data. So I will go back to my where I have kept my data. So I go to the directory, go to GIS where I'm teaching you, and where I have Geoda project file where I've kept. Look at, I have the second Andhra Pradesh. I created this. All of your, we go to your where you have created and saved it. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Now you press open. Just all of you, you can right click on it and you can say open with. It is a, I mean, notepad. If you open with notepad, it will open like this.
Yes, sir.
You got it? Look at whole your matrix is reduced to this. What actually I say that this, look at here. Open all of your files. So you have 0, 23 Andhra Pradesh, and this is the ID variable what we have used. So the 23 means 23 districts are there. And 0 means that it will not be counted while actually weight calculation. That's what it does. So do not change anything here unless you know how to change it. Now I will tell you what it is. The ID number 1 of districts, the roll number 1 has 2 neighbors. Look at how you read it. Roll number 1 has 2 neighbors, and these neighbors are 3 and 2. You understand?
Yes, sir. Yes.
22 number, roll number 22 or roll number of 22 of the district's ID number has 3 neighbors. These neighbors are 21, 20, and 23. Roll number 23 or ID number 23 district, whatever district is, has 3 neighbors, 22, 20, 19. So you have this way coming down. Only concern here, just you come to here. None of the districts have 0 any neighbors, and 0 should not appear here. So here look at 11. This is the surprising, no, that we could not. 11 has 1 neighbor, which is 12, as you've seen, what I was showing you. So
Yes,
you can edit this. 11 has 1 neighbor, and this neighbor is 12. And 12 have, look at, if you have done this, look at here. 11 has 1 neighbor, which is 12. That means 12 also has 2 neighbors. 12 does not have 1 neighbors. So 12 should have 2 neighbors, and these 2 neighbors are 11 and 13. You understand? Because if you are neighbor to somebody, somebody is also neighbor to you, the same people.
Yes, sir.
So you got it. So now what we do, we say file, do not do anything. I mean, any other editing for your file. If there is a mistake, still you do it, unless some of you are working on state, what I'm working. So you say save. So file, save, and you move it. And then close it. Now go back to your Geoda and come to here. Now you go to W and you say load. Same weight matrix if you have corrected. So I have second Andhra Pradesh. I say okay. So now if I look at the connectivity graph, I think there is still problem because I need to close it and open it again. Just 1 minute. So now I have got it, opened it again, and I go to this matrix. I say load, and it will take me to the second Andhra Pradesh. I say, okay, load it. Now I have loaded this matrix, and now connectivity graph. Now this one which was not connected earlier, if you see, Now this shows that this is the neighbor is 12. And this also shows this one that these are two neighbors. So this has got corrected once I entered the number. So this correction happens when you correct it. So I corrected it, I got it. Now from here, I am taking you. So this correction sometimes need to be done if there is some mistake in the data emerging because of the way geometries are framed and actually the way Geoda recognize. So you have to carefully sometimes check it whether there is some of the districts do not have any neighbors. And if they don't have any neighbors, this means there is some issues are there and that need to be corrected. So once you have done this, now how to compute Moran's I from here? This Moran's I can be computed from space. Somebody is working on UP because UP is a bigger state, so things will, or Maharashtra is a bigger state, things will come out well. Who is working on UP?
Sir, I am working.
You are following this,
Yes, sir.
Santoshi? So I will ask you to share it also, your data, because in Andhra Pradesh, things are not coming out I'm as expecting because there's no correlation coming that way. But for some of you, it will coming out very well. So look at first thing I will compute Moran's I value.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, after like the data was edited on Notepad, could you please show how then you're getting the right connectivity map after that?
No, then you again go to load W, no? Close the Geoda, open it again, and it will be corrected.
Okay, so we haven't to start afresh then.
So you again start W, press W, and you say load. Instead of create, you say load. So it loads the matrix. It loads the matrix.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what I will do, for example, here, I will go how to compute Moran's I value. So you go to here, like, for example, spaces. Through the spaces, you can compute Moran's I. So press spaces. Now here you look at, I'm not going to so many things are here. I'm just giving you one or two things. Univariate Morans. Univariate Morans. Just to look at the first one. Because we are taking only one value for which actually we are computing Moran's I value. So univariate Morans. Now, which data you want to show whether there is a spatial association. For example, I want to see female literacy rate, whether there is a spatial association, or actually percentage of scheduled caste population, assuming that, or scheduled tribe population. For example, I take scheduled tribe population, ST population. This is what I am taking. And I want to see this. I say, okay. And this will ask you the weight matrix, which will be the weight matrix. You specify the weight matrix here. That will be asking you. You have to load that. And you percent of ST. And you say, okay. Now you get this kind of data. Here in the spatial association, in the ST population, you don't find, because the values of the Moran's I are 0.002, means there is hardly any this kind of clustering emerging, maybe because there are some outliers here. There are some outliers here. And this may be the reason for this. But if you block some of them, there may be, but it's still not emerging much. So I have taken for ST, but Moran's I value are very, very low. It means their spatial association is not there. But let me see. But there may be subgroup of districts which are having. For example, if you take this much of the data, you will find a spatial association. Because it's linearly going, but still the values are coming very low. But let us see some other thing. For example, urbanization, whether this urbanization has a spatial association. I go again back to press it and close it, go to spaces, go to univariate Moran, and let me see whether the urbanization has percentage of urban population. I say, okay. And look at here. This is again the same thing what you made earlier in the in your file earlier in Excel. The value here is 0.392, and this means the Moran's I value is 0.39. Basically, the correlation is 0.392, or spatial association is 3.2. You can also perform, if you right click on it, look at, this is the original thing is coming. Right click on this graph, you will get this window. It will ask you randomization. Randomization means, I say that randomization, it does permutation, and then you say go to 99 or other up to 99,900. This actually randomization you see, you can compute Z value. So press others and you say okay. I mean, you can put it the value as you want, 99.9 or actually anything. Let me keep it like here, and you say okay. Now you get this value of Moran's I. Values of Moran's I is still the p value. The value of Moran's I is, look at, I equal to 0.39. The value is this. Now what is actually of interest to us? Z value. Here Z value, this what actually after the randomization we got that Z value is coming iteration. So Z value is 3.30. All of you know, in a normalized distributed data, anything about 1.96 or 2.06 becomes actually significant, two-tailed or one-tailed. So you have, this is p value is coming 0.0. It means there is a spatial association in the data, but negative association in the data. That also means to all of you that any regression equation run on this will have a problem. So this means this data urbanization, if somebody is using to in some regression equation, will face problem. Will face problem. So that how I mean, I come to this this thing. You can also have, for example, various map which is called local Moran I. Can I move from this to other? Because still regression is remaining, so I want to finish it today, maybe another 15 minutes. All of you able to understand this local Moran I? It's the same thing what we computed earlier. Siddesh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm following.
So Vinay, is it okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So this is the same thing. I'm just repeating in the Geoda. So I just close it. Now I go to local Moran's I. UP particularly may show this, where the data are Maharashtra, where the states are bigger. Spaces, I say that you go to Moran's I, local Moran's I. This is the bivariate, no, univariate local Moran's I. Univariate, just see this. Univariate local Moran I, and press on it. Assuming that I say female work participation rate, and I just analyze it, and I say, just tell me, it is what actually the local Moran's I do. It is doing the same thing what actually you do for all. It creates for the local, for in immediate neighbors, and this actually it does. So you press it, you will find what it will ask you. Open significance map, Moran's scatter plot. You can also have this. Look at, you will get this. 3 maps you will get. These are the map of clusters, basically. All of you got it? High, where the districts are together with high work participation rate of women. So it shows that it is these districts have high together, and they are significant. High, they're significant. Because if you look at this quadrant, it is high, low, low, and low, high. This is actually this 4 quadrant you can convert into that, what is the value of that. So this is where high, low high. So you have basically this is the hot spot of high female work participation rate. These are the districts. And they are significant statistically at this level. 0.05 and 95% confidence level, they are statistically significant. You can try this one.
Sir, so it's showing that the rest of the regions did not have any significant relation.
No significant clustering they don't have. It is not that significant relation. They don't have significant clustering. You understand? This is significant whether they are low high or high low. Then they will show you. Here it is showing that unusually these high districts are clustered together. For example, if three of you who have scored high in the whole program are sitting together, that may show that these 3 persons have scored high, but they are working together perhaps. You understand?
Right.
So this is where this high shows. Assuming that all those who score low are together, they may be enjoying together. So this is how actually the interpretation goes. It is like actually what individually you are interpreting this kind of, individuals in the classroom. You can take that analogy to your data here. So is it okay, Urva? Santoshi?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. From here, I'm moving to the last point of where I want to demonstrate, introduce you, not actually take you to the complexity because it will require open up another window altogether, but show you how to use Geoda for regressions. Okay? All of you know, I'm closing this. Another 15 minutes I will take so that we can, I'm just closing this point. All of you know, just I'm showing also this. These are the regression equations. For example, here. All of you know, just or I can type here. Just. So, for example, regression equation becomes, it is like linear. I'm talking about y equal to, or actually is a function of alpha, assume say a basically is intercept plus or minus what it is, x1, and you can have beta 1, maybe what you say b1 plus x2 b2. I keep it smaller so that coefficients are x2 b2 plus maybe if there is another one x3 and b3 plus e or error term. Look at here. Y is a dependent variable, all of you know. A is intercept, average. X1 is the first independent variable, and with the independent variable associated coefficient are slope. X2 is the independent variable 2 and associated slope b if other things are constant, rate of change. And X3 is again independent variable 3 and b3. You can have number of them as you like. You may have only one independent variable, you may have 2, you may have 3. Is it okay with all of you? Have you seen this kind of equations?
Yes, sir.
Now, what happens here? Assuming that we are assuming in that one that data is normally distributed and there is no dependence among the variables. And this error term is also not autocorrelated itself with itself, this E. But in spatial data, there is a trouble. What you have seen clustering, no? These clustering and Moran I indicators are that there is something going wrong. Your normal things like autocorrelation or spatial dependence in the data is there. So you have to be very careful. Now, the two kind of indicators equation you can make out of this. For example, if this is the data and you are assuming that y is only determined by x1, x2, x3, nothing else. I mean, there is nothing that y itself is actually function of its own spatial lag. For example, that day I was giving an example of this inertia, momentum, that sometimes your speed also becomes your driving force, that up to certain level you go. So y is actually pulled together by its neighbors. So its neighbors are also deciding how it is going. So spatial lag matters. It is not that actually this one. It means that neighbors need to be brought into the function. And neighbors need to be brought in. It means that there is a need that spatial lag of this need to be included in that. So what happens? Then when you have this kind of thing, you are dealing with the space, then this equation, you can transform y equal to a plus, you can bring lag of y. For example, y minus 1, basically underscore 1, otherwise it will become something else. And you can have, assuming that g1, gamma 1, and the rest of the equation remains valid up to here to here. So if you have this kind of situation, you need to bring, otherwise the equation will be misspecified. If you do not have, for example, if you have this, you are determining that work participation rate of female, and you have not taken into account this lag, the 3 districts show that there is a trouble. So it will be your misspecification in the equation. Similarly, assuming that this is the proper, or it is not a nuisance, but it is a, as I told you, that migrant may be sending income back to somewhere, or connected with some districts where they're growing together. There may be trouble when you have some districts like Mumbai classified into very good districts, but in multiple parts. So basically the economic region is one, but it is divided in some part. Basically it's a division problem. What I told about the tribal population, there may be division problem in the data. So this may be related to the nuisance, what is say, error term. Basically error term systematically is related to itself. That it is called, first it is called, let me say, spatial lag model. It is called a spatial lag model. But if we assume that there is no meaningful association is there, but there is something associated with this one, error term. Basically error term misspecification emerges when the equation itself is misspecified. There are some values are lagging, or actually data issue is there in the division of the districts or anything. This problem will emerge, this kind of problem, if there is no meaningful connectivity, but it is actually division which is working behind. So this error term actually is brought here. It's a complex thing. Maybe some other time, I don't know when we will get back to all of you, but just summary form I'm telling you, if it is error term, autocorrelation problem, then this problem comes, and we call it a spatial lag model. Sorry, a spatial lag model. What we call, sorry, a spatial error model. A spatial error model. This error model assumes we do not, for example, the same equation can be written here, but this equation, we delete this one. We don't have lag value into this, but we have error term. Error term is also included in the regression. So 2 times first you estimate the equation, then compute the error, then you recompute it by including error term. So maybe E1 and plus E2. And maybe the E2s, there may be actually the value coefficient H1. So this may be associated. And if this is significant, there is also problem. So if this or this are present in the data, spatial lag or spatial autocorrelations are present in the data, That is mean spatial dependence or spatial errors or autocorrelations. It is called spatial autocorrelation model, or sometimes a spatial error model. There may be multiple spatial Durbin model, cross regressive kind of thing where you include both. I have included this one, I have included this one also in order to take care. So spatial lag you have taken and spatial error you have taken. So you have the cross regressions, cross regressive model. So I'm just telling you these two things. How to do in Geoda, I'm coming to that. And you see what I want to demonstrate to you, not for that you do this, if you are able to do, include in your write-up, but if you are not able to do, then still you need to understand it, what they are, because we have reached up to here. So now I'm going to Geoda back and show you how the differences emerge. Now I say that the female work participation rate, the same thing I take, and there is a regression equation inbuilt in this. All of you are with me. I mean, are you here? No, all of you are here.
Yes, sir.
So from here, just you see, I'm going to regression. This regressions, I say the regression and just press it. Now, once I press it, this window opens. So all of you need to know. It is asking me, the first one is in this window, just look at carefully what it is asking. Dependent variable and covariate. Covariate means independent variables. And it is asking me W, basically weight matrix, because weight matrix is going to be important wherever spatial data you are using. So assuming that I want to see how this female work participation, just see female work participation rate, it is a dependent variable, is determined by, that day we discussed a lot. What will be the variable may be determining, Vinay? Female work participation rate. How will you test? What may be the things, maybe you can take care that how the female work participation, you say that, what are the factors determining the female work participation rate?
Literacy rate.
Literacy rate, wonderful. So what you say, female literacy rate or total literacy rate?
Female literacy rate means higher the literacy rate, higher may be the work participation of female.
But assume that you have limited of data. What happens if the female are literate and male are not allowing them to work?
ये भी हो सकता है.
This is happens in North India. This happens.
Could it be urbanization?
Oh, you say, no, what you say total literacy rate. No, if both male and female are assuming that they both are illiterate, there is a possibility. So a combination of both may work. I mean, this is a guess again. I mean, it's not free from any fault what I'm telling you, but it is more plausible that where the male and female both are illiterate and moving together, there is a possibility that there's nothing. So what I say that this is all actually our theoretical assumption, that like what I said to you. So assuming that I said the total literacy rate, total literacy rate is actually like dependent on total person literate. So I take covariate here. Any other variable?
So do we take that, or do we take the variable? If you go scroll down bottom, you see tot underscore lit. Is that the total literacy rate?
I'm not able to hear you, Urbi. Can you repeat that what you said?
Sir, I mean, if you look at the variables towards the bottom, there's a variable named tot underscore lit. So is that the total literacy rate?
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I just took the total actual values. Yeah, total literacy. Yeah, total. This is the actually total literacy rate. This is actual values, numbers. This is the male. Sorry, total literacy is that computed value. Yeah, good. Urbi, thank you. What will be the next variable which may be determining independent variable? Urbanization?
Yes, urbanization percentage.
Can you think about that urbanization rate? Okay. So urbanization may be also pulling or actually up the work participation rate. What else? That day I told you that scheduled caste, scheduled tribe population is high. The work participation rate is also high. They reflect that people are actually on the subsistence economy. So should I put these two? Percentage of scheduled caste, where because they have both male and female both have to work in order to take care of the house. And that is where you have found that wherever they are concentrated, the work participation rate is also high. So percentage of SC and percentage of ST. Just assuming that these four I took, I mean, you can think about it more and more about it. And you can include some more variables, health indicators, or actually anything. So you have now look at now function is, I'm telling you that work participation rate is dependent on the total literacy rate, percentage of urban population, percentage of scheduled caste population, percentage of scheduled tribe population. I can say that my BATE matrix is second, Andhra Pradesh, that remains. Now look at down here. Model classic. This is least square model. This is a spatial lag model. This is a spatial error model, I told you. You can predicted value, you can save coefficient of, you can save matrix coefficient variable matrix, you can save, and white test you can save. But I'm not doing anything here. I'm just taking this one, weight classic, and I say all of you are here. I mean, looking at this one. Now I say run. Now I'm running it. Now this output has emerged. Look at, it's a very detailed output window which comes out of this. So once I have run here, but not everything you will need. Look at dependent variable, you know, female work participation rate, FWPR, where my cursor is there. Number of observation 23, number of variable 5, degrees of freedom 18. All of you know that. I'm not going to that. Look at R square. Just see the R square. R square is 0.785. 78% of the variability in the data is explained by the model. That what actually come in work participation rate. I'm not looking at any other things because these are significant. Akaike information criteria, Schwartz criteria. I'm not, because there's no time, I'm not going to detail it out. But look at this one, very important thing. So you look at here, R squared is 0.785. Here lies the value, which is actually your coefficient or slope values. Look at coefficient value, standard errors, T statistics, and the probability value, the P values. Now look at constant. So this is the average. Actually, we don't interpret much in this unless you have to estimate a forecast. You said total, look at first here, probability. Any value which is below 0.05 means it is statistically significant. All of you know this, no? All of you know?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So it is 0.05. I mean, that is where thumb rule. Some people take up to 0.10, above 90% confidence level. So you see that you have total literacy rate, and look at the coefficient value here. Look at these two. This is only significant. Rest of them are found here. They are not significant. And only the data shows that with rise of 1% of literacy rate, work participation declines by what, Urva? Though both are in percentage term.
So by 10%. So by 109.
You see this? Multiply. That also shows that actually extremely high or low values are there, because it is no, you do not need to multiply because it is not log. You understand? Urva, all of you know now, when you take both side log values.
Sir, I can't see the screen properly. It's very, like the numbers are very tiny.
Yeah, that. Let me increase it. Able to see now?
Yes, sir.
This is not log where you have to multiply by 100. All of you know now, when you take both side log, then you have to multiply by 100. Here it is already is a simple, but they are percentage term already. समझ रहे हो ना? So 1% rise in urbanization, total literacy leads to the decline of 1% of the work participation rate. It's simple. It is a simple because both are in percentage term. It's a simple elasticity. So you do not need to multiply it by 100. Now this shows, this is the interpretation of the slope. Anyone else can interpret? And urbanization rate does not actually influences because this is high. They're not significant. Now look down, come down here. Leave the Jark-Bera test and other thing. Multicollinearity and heteroscedasticity. I'm not going here. Just come here, something very important. Now you see this Moran's I value of error. You do not find significant here. Lagrange multiplier, you do not find significant. You do not find significant. You do not find. This seems, this data may not be affected by the multicollinearity. Because here Moran's I does not, because there is a, if these Lagrange multiplier lag values, if they are significant here, then trouble happens. If they are probability value of these things are significant, then problem may happen. I can take another data and try to show you. So this is, then it means if they are statistically, these are the test. If you found that these are not actually statistically, here, these values, Lagrange multiplier, lag values, robust LM lag, Lagrange basically multiplier error or robust LM error. If this probability value becomes significant, you have to move to that. Particularly, you see the workbook which has been provided by Luck and Slin. In the Geoda, when you have installed it, you must have got the workbook also along with that. Otherwise, download workbook and look at it. What I wanted to show you, something else. For example, here I could not find. So for me, this data is valid here. But assume that I take something else. Instead of female work participation rate, I take something else. For example, total literacy rate, I delete it. I say the female literacy rate. Just let me see that where actually this misspecification happens. Female and percentage of urban population, percentage of SC, percentage of ST. Let me see this, what happens here. Whether this value, look at here. Now for the female work participation rate, just I'm finding it. I have just changed the variable. The dependent variable is now female literacy rate is dependent on urbanization, percentage of ST, percentage of ST population. Assuming that this is my model, that female literacy rate is dependent on the urbanization rate and also dependent on the whether the SC, ST populations are situated or not. Although they look at here, they are significant here. These are the probability values are significant. But here what happens, there is a Moran's I error term, which is also significant. The probability value is 0.0001. That means your data or model has a problem, whether there is a spatial lag or a spatial error present in that. How to find out? The spatial, you see this Lagrange multiplier lag values. That shows that it is significant at 1%. Robust LM does not shows. And there is also error also shows that it is significant. So if you have both the significant value, then you have to find out what may be the best one coming to yield your better R square. Model has to be improved upon. Now you see this model, I mean, just I'm leaving it here, one window, it will close down. Just to look at, for example, percentage of urban population or percentage of urban population. What was it was showing that 1% rise in urban population will lead to the rise in the female literacy rate of 0.38%. That's what actually it is showing at this model. But this model is misspecified because here you have the problem here that shows. It is like a blood test that you are working very well, but you have some kind of cancerous cell inside, I mean, XYZ. So this is where, kind of things are located because there is some problem inside in the body of that model. This model gives you that kind of thing. Now, assuming that I go from here, test it whether the LM lag or LM error I take, both are showing that they need to be there. They are telling here. Either LM error or LM lag should fix it. So now I go to regression again, and I go to here spatial lag model. Look at, there may be possibility of change in the slope. That is what I wanted to bring here to you. Rest, so percentage of ST was not significant. Percentage of SC was also 0.07, marginally significant, and urban population was statistically very significant. Assuming that I go to spatial lag model and I say run. Now this has come to this one. Look at here. W female literacy rate. It is same as WX spatial lag. And look at spatial lag. It is highly significant. It means that the districts which are situated nearby, they are actually moving together. That spatial lag in the data is present already. Now you have urbanization remains significant. The value does not improve, but percentage of SC further deteriorates. So there is a, and look at here that what is the R square value? 0.759. So this remains here, and all, so no, this I think that I was interpreting here. Actually, it is given down again the second model. So sorry, the second model actually it has not changed. It has added to that, but it remains largely the same way. Same way. Now it still shows spatial lag 0.01. Error this one. So what you have to do, you see spatial lag model is here, and this is you have R square value 0.759. Now if this kind of situation comes in, then it becomes very difficult choice that whether spatial lag is correct or spatial error. Perhaps one way out is just choose your R square values, or you minimize the short Bayesian criteria, Akaike information, minimize that that one in selection of the model. But what I wanted to show you that how to do it, and you read the paper which I have given to you. Read the Luck and Slin's Geoda workbook, how to do it. Now you can also just, before closing, I'm coming to a spatial error model. Now you can also do the spatial error, and you can run it. So spatial error, it come here on the top. Now look at the spatial error. When you have done the spatial error, your just you look at your R square value 75, spatial error R square values is 866. So that way you see the considerable improvement in the R square value. Look at here. You have just, let me put it more better way. It is a very small number. You have now a spatial error model. Look at here, a spatial error model. This is a spatial lag model. A spatial error model seems to be better model here because there is a spatial autocorrelation flowing in. That what actually model shows. R square is 866. R square here it is 75. It is better. Now look at here, the values which have come here in a spatial error. All the values have become significant. Look at here. It was not that all were significant. Only the urbanization rate was significant and lag. Now here, everything is almost significant. Just see, everything is significant. And the R square has also improved. And the rate of change, which was 28 for urbanization, has risen to 0.40. What I wanted to tell you, that look at this kind of change which may happen in the coefficient of the regression equation. If your data or your models are misspecified, then this kind of problems may emerge. Just you test it. What you do, you now all of you know this and you take care of this. Just experiment your thing and you try to really from the Geoda workbook which is given to you. I mean, you may have downloaded that. Just read it. I read the paper which was on the regional analysis which I gave it to you. So you do this, and this kind of changes in the coefficient you will find. This is what actually you look at here and look at it here. They are significantly changed. I mean, just randomly we are doing anything and they show considerable change. We will stop here because I already have taken 28 minutes more. If some of you have, it must have been very problematic because very quick I was, but you try. What you see, the changes, coefficient changes in the coefficient is the first thing. Vinay, you must have seen the coefficient changes, and these coefficient changes are associated with some problem in the model which are emerging. The first one was all right. The second one when we took was going haywire, and that was showing because of the clustering or autocorrelation there is trouble. There is trouble in the model. Yeah, if you have any question, I was long, very, I mean, from this computer-based, difficult sometime for all of you. But what is good thing that you have all those data. Now you try yourself. Read the papers which I have given, the paper which for the Maharashtra I gave. Read the description from the Geoda workbook. Download it from, I mean, Lakanslin has done, and decision tree he has given. How to decide if these things are getting worse, then what to take. It's like if this blood test shows this, then go to that kind of blood test. Or this kind of disease may be there. So the model also suffer from the different specification error, and that we need to take care. Or actually data generation process may be trouble. All they are important for us. Actually, when we were students also, we were looking like, why this matter is small thing? But these small changes, when you forecast anything, go haywire. They matter for the precision, and this precision is important. So any question from any one of you?
Sir, you will be there in the next class or not?
I will be there.
Yeah.
But I will
Next
not
class
be-
also, no?
I will not be speaking. He will
Okay.
be speaking mostly, and I will be there. So we have the next class on 9th, now?
Yes, sir. On 9th of April. Yes, sir.
9th and 16th.
Sir,
That
just a
was-
request, sir. Sir, as next Friday will not be good for us because the whole class means you are not going to teach us next Friday onwards now. So
But I
I
know.
just request everyone. Yeah, yes, sir. But means only we want you only, sir. Apart from all, so just I'm requesting all of my friends to just switch on your camera if possible. And sir, with your permission, can we take a screenshot of this?
Yeah, yes, Vinay.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, Thisam was.
Sir, earlier talk, sir, when you said at 11 a.m. that this will be our last class, and you just summarize everything that what we did. So those who are using PC can just take the screenshot. Maria Orbi or someone. Siddesh, the
Yeah.
photographer, sir. You must have seen so many photos of Siddesh.
Hmm.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Hello.
So
Yes, you're audible.
Hisam, it was.
So yes, sir. I just want to say on the behalf of my whole class, thank you so much for. We don't know whether we justify your efforts or not in this semester, specifically because through secretariat as well as through dean and all my professor, I come to know that you did a lot of work for to arranging this syllabus, a particular subject for this semester. So thank you so much for that, and we will try to do all these things. Your recordings will be forever with us. So thank you so much for all this, sir.
It was.
We will be there from next class onwards. Just.
Yeah, I agree. It was pleasure that I thought that what happens now, because all of us are rooted in qualitative studies so much. I am sometimes afraid of that introducing any quantitative part. So, but what I felt, but personally, I am driven by quantitative. Teach the qualitative. I say that all of you must integrate these two. If you look all over the world, the way the data generation and the big data, somebody was, asking me from University of Sweden when that Professor Shaban, do you know artificial intelligence? I said, this is too late for me. Now they want that whether I can model the traffic in Mumbai. So this is where actually they are looking for urban transport. There are a story. People are needing a story. That what is going on. I also tell them a story that when 2 घंटा late हो गया, फिर मैं health में ऐसा suffer हुआ. But what they tell that your story is good, wonderful. But what is the data overall tells us that what the multiple stories may be there. So that is where all of you, I say, move to now artificial intelligence, working more with the new softwares and programming for that, and working, because this development studies, if you look at some of the economics journals, they are looking for that. They are looking for that how, big data. If you look at the ASI data, annual survey of industries data, huge data set for you available. Census of India, huge data set is available, but we are not able to use it because we don't have that emphasis. But it was pleasure that from polygon making, I generally used to teach. That was pleasure that we moved from that to this. I think that we needed some more classes, in the sense that perhaps more grounding of this. Maybe that in future we have to move to this, because the rest of the world is moving in that direction, and more integrating, and particularly on the GIS side and spatial econometric side, where the modeling, where actually you are knowing with the data. And maybe that I will also learn that artificial intelligence, how the people do using Facebook data, using your Google Map data, using your data, which is actually comes in different taxi drivers, that's where the congestion happens, what time congestion happens, how to really take care of those things. So because they all come in the queuing theory, they come into the urban planning, they come into the modeling, they also come into the your sustainable development, because if the emissions and other things also important, all this. So all the best. We will talk about this more and more, and I think that at least you now know what I suggest. All of you download the QGIS, because that is another best software. I never use, because you have the better software with you, then you do not go to that. Because ArcGIS was always available to me. Similarly, I did not go to R, because I have always access to MATLAB. So that another trouble with me, because if you have those kind of access, then you do not go to that. So now, because Geoda was something new and free, does not take so much actually time to understand. So you Geoda from ArcGIS, take the data, go to Geoda, calculate it. But I say it still has limitation, because it has not included the panel model. The panel model, I could not teach you because this similar thing you can do in the panel data analysis. Maybe that, I mean, in future, just try to see that how to do with the panel, because the longitudinal data are very important to understand what process are actually underway. So all the best. And Nisar Ahmed is actually my friend, and he was doing PhD in civil engineering in IIT Bombay when I was there, and like Bala Murugan. So he will be coming and teaching you. He has been in Saudi Arabia, in many countries in the Middle East for their urban planning layout, because they are looking for the post-oil economies, post-oil urbanization, how to transform. You look at the kind of thing that you know that now this liquid, what actually gave them lots of actually revenue, is going to be nowhere, because not only the people are shifting in the energy, but also there is going to be decline in the production. So they are shifting for this new kind of thing. And where he has worked a lot, now he's working as an associate professor in one engineering college in Bangalore, and he will be talking to you. I will try to tell him that remain basically rooted, because he tells me something which even I cannot understand. We'll do this satellite image you take, that satellite image you took. I said just, I mean, we are doing only econometrics, not going to those satellite images, but you remain, I told him that remain simple, so that my students can understand, because here, I mean, we are first time getting introduced to the certain things. And they may be very simple, sometimes they will look nuisance, so simple. But I think that when you come to the urban planning, or actually the analysis of the data in development studies, then you will identify that what is the usefulness of the same. So learn that, at least see that what actually going on, and you can record those things. I will tell him that we are going to record that. So Thisam, all of you, because I could not see that you are there. And every time I open my window, the other side was blocked. Nisha, all of you, wonderful. I mean, good group, very motivated, work hard. That's what I say. Try to learn and mix it up. Both the mixed methodology should be your, I mean, your new tool. And what happens, I mean, I tell you, because I'm also editing few journals, and all the things we get and referee reports we get. Simple, if your methodology goes wrong, the paper is rejected. So the methods have become so important. And that what say that anything which is not produced with the scientific method, and a method which has a kind of history of improvement, the result which has been obtained may not be valid. You know, so this forecasting, similarly, meteorological department also does what I said, and also the गांव के जो ओझा होता है बेचारा वो भी करता है, मौलवी साहब भी कर देते हैं. They will both say that there will be rain those time, but one is a scientific prediction and another is other prediction. So that way say that you can reach to the same conclusion, but that does not mean that you have scientific method to support what you are telling. And that is where the method part, I tell you, emphasize in your research, because that is what the people will ask you. Problem is important, but how to deal with the problem, what method you have adopted, that is very important. So take care, because you may be having second class now. So take care, all the best to all of you, and we will meet on 9th.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.